Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. After the arrival of Jimmy Butler, the Warriors have been much better and are among the best teams in the Western Conference. Draymond Green is a famous star, but the Warriors are thinking about signing more players to be the favorite for the championship. The Warriors are willing to trade Draymond Green for a young star. The Golden State Warriors' most recent 121-119 victory against the Brooklyn Nets on Thursday night pushed their record to 35-28, as Stephen Curry poured in 40 points and knocked down 7 three-pointers in a 22-point comeback effort. Golden State has come away the winner in 8 of their last 9 contests and hold an impressive 10-1 record when their recent trade deadline acquisition from the Miami Heat Jimmy Butler takes the floor. With the team enjoying plenty of current success, recent rumors have indicated that while it remains unlikely, it's not impossible for their general manager Mike Dunleavy to pursue a trade this summer for LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets while letting go of a franchise legend in the process. Ball's value on the trade market would largely dictate whether the Warriors can field a competitive offer, Athlon Sports' Sviato Revanchuk wrote Friday morning. The financial aspects of this trade would also be difficult to figure out, considering how much of Golden State's cap will be tied up in the recently acquired Butler and Stephen Curry. Any deal for the Hornets star would likely need to involve Draymond Green for financial reasons. The Warriors would be left with just one cog from the famous Golden Dynasty. Is this a route worth exploring for the Warriors? On an inquisitive level, it probably is. Is this a situation that is likely to actually yield something of substance? That remains doubtful. At just 23 years old, Ball has begun to truly explode as an all-around offensive engine for Charlotte, as he's averaging 26.2 points and 7.0 assists in 39 appearances for the team this season. While the Warriors would have the opportunity to make amends for a previous draft mishap when they selected injury-prone center James Wiseman ahead of Ball with the number 2 overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft, parting with Green in the deal may be too hard of a pill to swallow for the organization. Even in his 13th season, the 2017 Defensive Player of the Year and 4-time All-Star forward's two-way value has remained crucial to the group's success. The 35-year-old is contributing 8.9 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 5.9 assists while sporting a sensational 109 defensive rating per 100 possessions with Golden State this season, making the hypothetical decision to trade him for an up-and-coming superstar that much more difficult. The thought of adding Ball to a free-flowing offense predicated on constant movement and passing surely could be a tempting one for the Warriors' front office, but potentially having to let go of Green and a promising prospect like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody or Brandon Podziemski to get a deal across the finish line would likely prove to be too steep of an asking price. Knicks star fires back at controversial Draymond Green statement. While Draymond Green boasts a Hall of Fame resume with 4 NBA championships, 8 All-Defensive selections, and a Defensive Player of the Year award, he might be known more now for his off-the-court endeavors. Even though many active players in North American sports have podcasts, Green's is one of the more prominent, and he doesn't hold back on speaking his mind. After the Golden State Warriors' recent contest against the New York Knicks, Green recorded an episode of his podcast claiming that Knicks star Karl-Anthony Towns missed the game to avoid Jimmy Butler. However, he was attending a funeral for a close friend, causing criticism to head towards Green. One of those was from Knicks forward Josh Hart, who spoke after his last game. "It's tough. A lot of you guys forget that we're humans," Hart said in response to Towns' situation. "Or you guys look at us like we're animals in a petting zoo or a parley and y'all forget that we're actual people, that we have real life problems and traumas and things like that we have to navigate." As mentioned, a lot of criticism has been sent Green's way after the reason for Towns' absence was revealed. But following a statement by Green, he apologized and doesn't plan on stopping his show anytime soon. "We give him a lot of credit, we're there for him, and I think everyone has to keep that in mind when they see things," Hart went on to add. "People say stupid things when they don't understand and we're humans." At this point, there hasn't been a statement from Towns in regards to Green's comments, so there's no telling whether or not he accepts the apology from Green. Warriors still have a Buddy Hield problem that simply won't go away. Can we get some consistency, please? The feast or famine nature of Buddy Hield continued over the final games of the Golden State Warriors road trip, leading to more frustration among fans despite the team's hot form. Hield was an important piece in back-to-back wins over the Charlotte Hornets and New York Knicks, having gone for 37 points across the two games, which included a team-high 22 at Spectrum Center on Monday. The Warriors still have a Buddy Hield problem. Hield's scoring production completely vanished against the Brooklyn Nets on Thursday though, having failed to record a single point while finishing a paltry 0 of 8 from the floor and 0 of 5 from three-point range. Even despite the struggles, Hield still played nearly 23 minutes, in which time Golden State were -11. Sure, Brandon Podziemski's exit from the game in the first minute undoubtedly played a role in Hield's increased playing time, but the likes of Gue Santos, Moses Moody and Gary Payton II were all alternative options Steve Kerr could have gone to for more minutes. Kerr is always going to give Hield lengthy opportunity, even if fans are frustrated by that decision. The spacing Hield provides and attention he draws from the defense makes him valuable, albeit he's at just 36.2% from deep despite such a strong start through the first 8 games. Evaluating the nights in which Hield has it rolling or not is still a work in progress for Kerr, which is showcased on Thursday still remains a problem for the Warriors. The 31-year-old is never going to be shy from firing away from distance, yet that can often only exacerbate the issues if he's not playing well. Part of the reason Golden State continue to hold faith and trust in Hield is because of his mindset and how much he's loved within the organization. In fact, Kerr recently revealed that the veteran sharpshooter is one of Warrior superstar Stephen Curry's favorite ever teammates. "Steph told me he's one of his favorite teammates of all time. Buddy is," Kerr told 95.7 The Game's Willard and Dibs. "Just the joy that he brings, the laughter, the upbeat nature regardless of how things are going. Whether he's making shots or missing shots, he's always in a good mood. And that stuff is crucial in a long season." While that's all well and good, the Warriors desperately need some level of consistency from Hield to avoid what will almost assuredly become a legitimate playoff liability. Resurgent guard likely to leave rotation issue for Steve Kerr and Warriors. A return to the form of years past? The Golden State Warriors are 10-2 in their last 12 games and flying ahead of an upcoming 7-game homestand. They completed a 4-1 road trip on Thursday against the Brooklyn Nets, with Stephen Curry continuing his impressive form with another 40-piece. Curry is naturally drawing plenty of headlines for his recent play, and so too is Jimmy Butler, given the 6x All-Star's arrival was the turning point in the entire Warriors season. Youngsters Brandon Podziemski and Moses Moody are drawing plaudits for their recent improvement, while rookie center Quinton Post continues to be a revelation to the point where there are now calls for the 7-footer to receive All-Rookie honors. Almost every Golden State player is playing better over the past 12 games, but there is one that may be going under the radar more than any of his teammates. Gary Payton II has hit form with the Warriors. Much like the Warriors in general, Gary Payton II was far from his best through the first 50 or so games of the season. In fact, given the injury troubles the defensive-minded guard has faced over recent years, we haven't really seen the best of him since the 2021-22 championship season. However, what we've seen over recent games may be the closest thing we've seen to Payton's best in a long time. He too appears rejuvenated by the Butler trade, with that reflected in his performances on the recent road trip. 4 of Payton's top 5 scoring outputs on the season have come in the last month, and 2 of those have come over his last 3 games. The 32-year-old had 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists last Saturday against the Philadelphia 76ers, then followed that up with 9 points and 2 rebounds in just 10 minutes against the Charlotte Hornets on Monday before exiting the game with a nasal fracture. After missing Tuesday's win over the New York Knicks due to the injury, a masked Payton returned on Thursday against the Nets and had 16 points and 9 rebounds as Golden State battled back from a 22-point first-half deficit. The 16 points and 9 rebounds were both season highs for Payton, while it also his highest scoring output in a game since December 23, 2021. While his three-point percentage is still at a lousy 25%, Payton's ability to attack the rim and finish has been an improved element over recent games, showcased in his attempt at posterizing Nick Claxton on Thursday before finishing a putback layup. Payton's return to form is a welcome sight for Warrior fans and Steve Kerr, but it does also leave some question marks on the rotation moving forward. As Jonathan Kuminga prepares to return from a long-term injury and the playoffs approach, Kerr will inevitably have to shorten the rotation. Yet with bench options like Payton, Post and Guy Santos playing so well, that's not going to be an easy task. Previously you would have thought that Payton may be easily removed to make way for Kuminga, but now he's playing in a manner that desperately warrants 12 to 18 minutes per game. Ultimately it's a good problem for Kerr to have, and it's certainly an important resurgence for Payton, who's set to be an unrestricted free agent and looking for a payday in the offseason.